clasping at your back. Roll a con save.
19.
Ooh, I guess you're feeling a lot better. You don't have so much back pain from the lumpy bed you slept on last night.
That's right.
Welcome to Threshold Moonlight, our D&D 5e podcast. My name is Matt. I'll be your dungeon master for this adventure.
My name is Tom, and I will be the loved and sought after by many women protagonist.
He's so hot right now.
That's right.
You just going to shroud his name in mystery so that nobody knows?
Yeah.
Okay. Cres.
Cres is my name, by the way. Cres, the dirty druid hermit. So
last time we left Cres at Crescere, the large elven city. He's gone there seeking information about the Crescere Potentia, accompanied by his good friend, Agril. You want to set the scene where you left things off for us?
So I made sure that, her room was suitable and everything. I left some stuff in there, and then I took my staff and some of my pouches downstairs, sleeping next to her horse in the stable. And I guess I'm waking up.
You wake up to the sun's rays peeking over the buildings and the parapets of the walls. The hard stone floor covered by bits of hay was uncomfortable to you. Not the traditional, wood, dirt surroundings you're used to out in the forest. So maybe you're not feeling so wonderful, but you're awake and safe, and nothing transpired during the night that was super horrible.
Okay, so I go into the inn. I still got some hay on me and stuff, kind of brushing it off.
The tired mule?
Yeah, and I enter, and I'm assuming there's like some breakfast stuff going on, and I'm looking for a grill, seeing if she's up.
Yeah, you walk in, the door swings open from the stables. There's a couple tables with various patrons sitting about, munching on biscuits and porridge. Nothing super fancy, but comfortable enough. And at the far side of the room, sitting in this sort of like bay window area, at a table large enough for the two of you, is a grill, spooning some porridge into her mouth.
I walk over and I sit down and I pull just a piece of like rabbit jerky off the side of my, pouches and stuff, and I just I'm eating it with my hands, just going. So I'm looking for some information. Any thoughts on where I could get a lead on something?
Well, what are you looking for? Anything specific?
So I lower my voice and have you heard of the Crescere Potentia?
She pauses for a minute. Let's see if she knows anything about the Crescere Potentia. She does not. She cocks her head to the side and says, well, no, I don't think I do. I know someone who might be able to help you with that, though. That sounds kind of oldie sounding. One of my good friends here in the city, he has a bookshop nearby. All sorts of historical texts and novels. He would probably know.
Sounds like a terrible place, but I'll go there. What are you going to do?
She sort of scoffs at your remark that it's a terrible place and smiles. She finishes her porridge and says to you, I think I'll come with. There's some books that I'd like to pick up. I just finished the last one I got last time I was here, so I'd like to pick up a new one, if that's okay.
That's fine. And so I just kind of keep gnawing at my rabbit jerky and just kind of just spitting the like, the parts that don't taste that good. I'm just kind of spitting them on the table.
Okay. The patrons surrounding you look kind of disgusted at this, but they don't. Nobody says anything to you. They just kind of let it fly.
I'm that guy. Yep.
Okay, so after you finish eating, you've had your fill. The innkeeper comes over, clears your plate, your table, and kind of gives you a really dirty look, like.
I'd give him a gold piece, like just an extra one.
The dirty look on his face immediately wiped off, and he smiles at you and nods like, "Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You are welcome anytime, sir." And a grill leads you out the front door. Do you have your map open?
I don't, actually.
Okay, let's get that open really quick.
There we go. Okay, I have my handout.
Great. So you're sort of starting... if we were to do quadrants of the city, you'd be in the lower left quadrant, in the outermost chord. She leads you clockwise around the city, towards the north, across one of the large thoroughfare, like one of the big main street entrances that are flanked by all the
gates
the
and turrets.
and what.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A good distance that she's walked, maybe 15-minute stroll. And you arrive in front of a dusty old shop. Boards kind of decayed green with time, but still strong and holding fast. She pushes open the door, a bell jingles, and do you go in with her, I assume?
Yes.
Okay. As you both walk in, out from the back walks a very tall, maybe 6'6", but very, very thin elf. So probably like 125 pounds, like soaking wet, just super, super thin.
Okay.
Very happy-looking elf.
I'm kind of a buff guy. I've been living in the jungle. I've got kind of a wider frame, and I look bigger because there's just all this like studded bone armor on me and stuff, and I'm just carrying a lot of stuff, so I look huge, kind of.
Okay, so you're solid as a rock. Your new name is Chevy.
I have a pretty big towing capacity.
There you go. You walk in, and this tall, thin elf looks at you and a grill and says, "A grill! I'm so happy to see you again. It's been too long. Did you like the book?" And she nods, and they exchange a bit of small talk. And a grill turns after realizing that they've kind of been neglecting you and says, "Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Edderm, this is my good friend Cres."
Okay.
And he reaches out to shake your hand. Do you maybe?
No.
You don't shake his hand?
My hands are folded at my chest, and I just kind of look at him. And
Okay.
I'm just staring him down for right now.
He pulls his hand back, kind of like, "Oh, okay," and says, "All right. Well, my name is Edderm. You may call me Eddie, if you like. Any friend of a grill's is a friend of mine. It's very nice to meet you, Cres. What can I do for you today?"
I'm looking for information.
Well, you've come to the right place. I know everything there is to know about the homeland and the history of the homeland.
And then I lower my voice again.
Okay.
Kind of motion for him to come closer.
He steps around the countertop, lifts one of those like folding counter things, places on the counter, walks around to you. He trips over some books and like things go flying, and there's just stacks and stacks of books all around this shop, just in a haphazard fashion. But you get the sense that he knows exactly where everything is, and he walks over to you, stepping around books, and he leans in closely and says, "What is it? What's so secretive?"
Have you ever heard the term Cruor Potentia?
Dead silence. He doesn't say a word.
Okay, I'm going to then mumble. I'm going to mumble in Elvish.
Okay.
Amicus meus, and I'm going to charm him.
Oh, okay. What does he have to do for that?
He has to make a wisdom saving throw. And the spell DC, I think, is 13. Is this my spell DC? Yeah, 13.
Okay. We'll say that he's a pretty smart guy. Maybe a +3 to his wisdom. But he still fails, so he's charmed.
Okay.
Yes, the crew of Potentia. What would you like to know about them? His voice changes to this sort of very sing-song, doe-eyed, totally friends with you now.
I'm looking for any leads on them. I think they may have resurfaced. It sounds like old Elvish, but I'm rusty on my history and pretty much all this book learning stuff.
Well, I wouldn't know about resurfacing, but I can certainly tell you that there was a historical group. Historically, there was once a group who called themselves the Crew of Potentia. They existed around the 4000s, roughly in that time period. They operated covertly for many years. We're not exactly sure when they were formed and whatnot. They did horrible things with magic, twisted it to their evil ends. The magic must have done something to them. They were all so horrible and evil. When they were discovered, they were all executed. The leaders of the school refused to say exactly what the Crescere had done. But as the story goes, they were all horrified, positively horrified.
Okay. Do you have any scrolls of any kind, or know where I could get maybe a detect a magic scroll?
You may talk to one of the mages up in the first chord. They have those sorts of supplies. If you are interested in knowing more about the exact events that transpired back when the Crescere were caught, you might want to seek out Conterica Datharon 9. He is the living shadow of the only... he's the only living shadow who can trace lineage back to those arch-wizards who caught and executed the Crescere.
Where could I find him?
He is the arch-wizard of the Conjuration School.
Okay.
He gestures up towards the top of the hill, Conjuration School being the largest of the buildings at the top of the school.
Is that the big dome?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Agrill, did you find some books?
She returns. What? Yes. Books. Yes, of course. I'm interested in this one. A history of skitters.
I love skitters.
Eddie looks over at you and nods, just totally in agreement. Oh yeah. Yes, I love skitters as well. Yeah, absolutely. That book is excellent, an excellent choice. Go ahead and just take it. You don't need to pay for it at all. Any friend of Cres's is a friend of mine.
And I put 2 gold coins on the counter and then ask him, are there any books on the Crescere?
You need gold. He runs back behind the counter, opens a chest under the thing, pulls out just handfuls of gold and starts putting it down on the counter for you.
That won't be Eddie. That won't be necessary.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have I offended you?
No,
I'm so sorry.
Everything is fine.
What can I do? Okay.
Just take these 2 gold coins. We'll be taking these books. Are there any books on the Crescere Potentio I can bring with me?
Yes, books, of course. He roots around. He runs straight to the back without another word. He pulls a large dusty tome. He comes back, drops it down on top of the counter. Dust goes shooting off of it in a big cloud, and he says, "Yes. The Narratio Arx Nocere. This should have everything you need to know about the history of our fine city here. Please take it. I insist."
I assume it's a rare
much
book?
Information. Yes, this is one of the few copies in the entire city.
Okay, so Cres is just gonna open it and he's gonna find pages he thinks are important. He's just gonna rip them out and shove them in his bag.
Grill's eyes shoot open super wide, and she looks concernedly at the at Edderm, and he's just smiling, nodding, super happy that you're tearing apart his priceless book.
So I take like 10 or so pages, anything that looks like it's important, and I just hand him like the book with the ripped pages, and I said that'll be all, and I motioned for a Grill to follow me out.
He smiles and waves to you. Goodbye. Please come back. You're my dearest friend.
Okay, Grill. I think I'll be going over to that school, the Diatribica Terratube. My Elvish is always rusty, but...
What did you do to him? He wasn't acting normally. You did something to him.
I'm just a likable guy, that's all.
Make a bluff check.
That's gonna be low, because I'm a smelly guy. Oh, 18.
You succeed. She believes that you're just a likable guy. She doesn't distrust you. She kind of squints and shakes off her doubts. Says, okay.
He was very friendly.
I'm going to come back and check on him later. He seemed strange. I'm gonna head back to the lazy donkey. Mule? I never remember.
Tired mule.
It's all fluid.
In common parlance, it's known as the lazy donkey.
She heads back to the tired mule and opens her book as she's walking away from you.
So what is the security like? Can I just like kind of walk right up to the upper level of the city, or?
As you've been walking through the city, you notice that there are armed guards walking, through the city, sort of like Assassin's Creed style, just like little squads of dudes that are walking. No one, I mean, they're not aggressive, or you haven't seen anyone being punished outright. So things are secure, but not in an oppressive way.
Okay, I want to walk all the way up to like the school's entrance, where was the main area of the school. Okay, can I get there?
So which entrance do you want to come through?
The southwest.
So the
main one with the
channel.
Yeah.
Okay. So the water channel flowing through the center. You walk up. It's a pretty steep climb. The top of the school sits atop the highest chord of the city, and it's a good 40 or 50 feet from the ground outside. And as you go up there, the commotion of the rest of the city kind of fades away. The din of people shopping and moving about kind of minimizes. The loudest sound you can hear up here is the rushing of the water flowing out of the large pool of water.
Even though it's man-made,
you really can't tell the source of where this what is keeping this water flowing.
Even though it's man-made, the sound of the flowing water, he just takes a deep breath and just relaxes in the city for the first time.
Make a perception. Make an Arcana check.
That is low. It's like 6.
You're unsettled. You don't really know why, but as you breathe deeply, you're unsettled by this water. Great. So, are you going to seek out Conterica Doratherion?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I call him like
Tear?
Okay. But is there like some sort of, greeting person, anyone that looks official by the school?
So there's no one outside any of these buildings, but do you walk into the School of Conjuration maybe?
Yes.
Okay. You walk in and there's a large lobby area, and in the lobby there's sort of like trees and floating balls of magical energy and just all sorts of things that they look like they're all maybe like not natural entirely. Some sort of they may have been conjured into this building to make things more comfortable. And in the middle of this, there's a large oak desk with metal braces surrounding it. And behind this desk, there is a very strict-looking elf, probably 600 or 700 years old, starting to show age, and she, through pursed lips, stares up at you and says, "What are you here for?"
So I go up to the
You're
counter.
not a student. What do you need?
What do I need? I pull out the wrinkled sheets of the book I tore up.
Okay.
And I say, I have urgent business with Contericum. I've been studying this for him, and I need to speak with him about it.
Master Tear doesn't see anyone unscheduled. If you need to make an appointment with him, you'll have to do so through me.
He'll want to hear about this. Can I make a
No
persuasion
exceptions!
check? Okay.
You can make a perception check. Or a persuasion, excuse me.
15.
She does not believe you. She's not budging. She sits there steadfast, arms crossed, lips pursed, staring maybe over the top of some like half moon spectacles at you. And what do you do?
I was just trying to convince her. And then I say, okay, I'll wait here. And I just stand there really awkwardly, and I smell bad, and I'm just in their nice lobby just as an eyesore, just staring her down.
She sort of holds her hand up, whispers some things in Elvish. Then she says very, very quietly, "Are you trying to go listen, maybe?"
Yes, I will make a what check?
Perception.
11.
Okay. She whispers something that you're not able to hear, and snaps her fingers, and you're able to catch right now at the tail end of it, and then out from some large doors, ashwood doors with like gold inlaid to them in these like very intricate runes.
Am I getting bounced? I'm getting bounced, aren't I?
Bursts a very large and muscular elf. He walks forward to you and make opposed strength if you're going to try to resist him.
I don't really want to cause too. I don't want to be bounced, but I'm not going to fight him. But I do make a. I think it's 18. I make an 18.
He crit failed, so he grabs you. You guys struggle a bit against each other, and he doesn't move you anywhere. But there's quite a scuffle going on in the hallway of this, the lobby of this school. And as this is happening, unbeknownst to you, another elf walks out. This elf is ordained, or is wearing ornate robes, green velvet with blue inlaid into it, just embroidered around it, and a large hood. And he says in a voice much louder than is possible. He must have cast some sort of spell. "Stop this at once!"
I stop.
The muscular elf stops, and you look up, and you see this elf standing there, and he says, "What is the meaning of this?" And the very severe looking receptionist, we'll call her, says, "Master Tear, I'm sorry. This filthy elf has decided he's going to camp out in our lobby because he wants to meet with you." And he says, "What is the meaning of this?" looking at you.
And I say, there are words that are not for everyone's ears, and I give him a paper from the history book that clearly has Cropotentia on it. Like, it has some knowledge about them.
Make a diplomacy check to see if he, like, isn't threatened by this.
Diplomacy is what now?
Oh, diplomacy's not a thing anymore?
No,
It'd just be persuasion then. Sorry.
15.
Man, diplomacy's such a useful thing. I've been listening to too much Crit Juice. Shout out to Crit Juice. You guys are awesome. What do we got here? You rolled
I got a
what?
15.
Great. He rolled a 20, and since you weren't trying to be super evil, he accepts that you're not threatening him. Just need to talk to him.
And I kind of go on a knee as I do this. Like I just hand it to him. Like I'm trying to be respectful.
He grabs the paper in between his two fingers and reads it over. A very severe look crosses his face. He frowns and says, "If you wish to hold conference with me, you must first do something."
What?
There is a creature who has terrorized the sewers of this city. Dispatch of him, and you shall have your meeting.
Do you have any information from where I can start?
He draws you a quick map of the surrounding area, and he marks an X where there's an entrance to the sewers, probably at the base of one of the large bridges that cross over between the water channel running down the middle.
Okay, I'm still on a knee, and I say, "Okay, I will return when this is dealt with."
Take care. This creature is not to be trifled with. He has killed many of our wizards.
It sounds like you need a creature to defeat a creature. I give him kind of like I made a joke face.
He understands and laughs and nods.
And Smelly Cres is just gonna walk right out. He's ready.
Great. Are you heading
Please don't
straight?
call him Smelly Cres, by the way.
Smelly Cres. Does Smelly Cres walk straight there, or do you maybe go back and do some other stuff?
I walk over to the receptionist, and I just lean on her desk, and I just give her a look like I'm actually gonna make a really bad strength check of 6 to try and intimidate her, but...
Wait, intimidate's not a strength, is it?
Oh, it's not, so it's a 4. It's charisma.
Yeah, I was gonna say. She is totally unintimidated. She
pretty
scoffs
scary.
at you. She sniffs a little too deeply though, and retches a bit, and covers her
I'm still
mouth.
happy with that. And
She
so I
covers
just
her
walk
mouth
out
and turns
I
away.
stomp out.
Wonderful. You made a lady almost vomit.
That's what Cres does.
I feel like that should be an achievement.
He's got nobody to keep up for anymore. Nidoray's gone. He's let himself go.
Excellent. He's a total bachelor.
That's right. Foul bachelor druid.
So you leave out of the Diatribica Terratube, and do you go anywhere?
I go straight to the sewer. I am ready to descend.
Ready
and
to
I'm
descend and start fighting.
Yeah, and so I'm going down the sewer. I pull out my staff, and I am just like ready. Also, when I get into the sewer, can I do a fireball in my hand too? Just because I feel like that's how
That's a cantrip, right?
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he just goes into battle. He's got his staff in his right hand, his fireball in his left hand, and he is just ready.
Okay. We'll say that casts enough light for you to see, in color perfectly clearly, because, like, dark vision, whatever.
Yeah.
All sorts of lighting bullshit, but I don't
ever
want to deal with that.
You could see exactly 60 feet, and then past that, everything's mysterious.
There's a wall of black, like a curtain that just
like
gets
a fog
moved as you
of
move.
war.
Oh, hey. So you come to the base of one of these bridges, and there's a small door with a latch on it, and waiting next to it is a short, stocky elf with a spear in his hands, and he says, "You're the smelly elf who's going to take on the monster, eh?"
Watch who you're calling Smelly. And I just
Are you going to intimidate him?
No, not actively, but I am going to move. I'm going to move the fireball really close to him.
He takes the tip of his spear, puts it against your wrist, and moves your hand away, and says, "Be careful who you threaten, elf."
Are you going to let me through?
He unlocks the door and opens it for you. You go through?
Yeah.
Okay. He closes it and locks it behind you.
I see.
Yeah. So
I should be nicer
to
people. I don't know why. I'm just like. I'm
Cres
really.
He's used to animals. Not
yeah.
elves.
I do not have. I guess I have charisma -1. So whatever. Let's keep going.
Great. So before you, the light of your fireball flickers and bounces off the curved stone walls, probably just barely tall enough for you to stand up straight. Maybe you have to hunch your head a tiny bit, and you stand in maybe a pool of water, a couple of inches deep. Not enough to cover your entire foot, but you notice that you're in water pretty clearly. It's relatively clean. The fire dances off of the ripples, and it's very ominous.
Are there rats and stuff around?
Maybe you see one or two rats.
I'm kind of more at home here than at the top of the city. I know it's smelly, but there's water and rats, and
Okay.
the only thing I'm upset about is the city waste. That I'm thinking about how it like pollutes the environment and everything, and I'm like, so many people in such
Captain
a small
Planet
space.
flies down from the sky, gives you a high five, and return. No.
I give him a wink.
Great. So you're in this. You're in the sewer. What do you do?
Onward. I'm marching forward, looking for any evidence of a fight. Any corpses, any scratches on the walls, anything like that. Do you want a perception check?
Sure.
Ooh, 24.
Excellent. So, you notice all the places where there's, crumbling stone and maybe like roots of something trying to grow in this inhospitable environment, forcing apart the rocks, and you avoid any of these pitfalls effortlessly as you walk through the sewer, making your way around the twists and turns. You emerge into a large cavern that's probably 20 feet by 20 feet with a 10-foot drop from where you are as water pours out into this large cistern, maybe.
Okay, so it's a large cavern and the water... Can I go? I'm having trouble visualizing it.
Okay, so imagine you're in a hallway that leads to a room. There's a 10-foot drop at the end of your hallway. The water that you're standing in pours straight down, filling into this pool. There's several other of these, hallways, tunnels leading off from this large cistern, and there's a puddle of water at the bottom of the main large room. Is that
okay.
A little more clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any indication of where I should go? Can I make a perception check or?
Okay, yeah, make a perception check.
8. So I'm just gonna pick one at random, I guess.
There's actually one of the hallways that is entirely black. There's like a fog coming out of it. It's a little strange. You don't really know what that could mean.
Okay, I'm gonna extinguish the fireball.
Okay.
And kind of fasten everything a little bit more so I'm not making so much noise. Put my staff on my back and start sneaking towards that hallway. With a 21 stealth check.
Okay, make a dex save as well, because you're kind of walking on this ledge that borders the cistern.
Okay.
Because otherwise you're going to fall down the 10 feet from where you are.
I don't have advantage on that. Or not advantage. I'm not proficient in dex 16.
Yeah, you're able to edge your way around effortlessly. What did you say your stealth was?
I think I got like a 23. It was a high roll. I don't remember exactly.
nothing notices you as you edge your way towards this tunnel. So you arrive at this secondary water inlet. There is significantly less flowing, just a small trickle that dribbles down into the cistern. It's eerily dark, and there's maybe a thin fog that covers your ankles.
Do I notice anyone or anything, or
roll a perception check?
13.
You don't see anything.
Okay.
But as you step forward, a shadow passes in front of you. A black figure, just in the corner of your eye. You notice as it sort of horror movie style streaks across, and it might startle you a bit. You don't know exactly what it is, and you can't quite see where it is.
I'm just gonna. Can I use my original stealth just to keep moving slowly, or do I want?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I'm still just moving stealthily, normal jungle type things. I'm not scared because I've seen animals in the jungle and stuff and stalked them, and so I'm just going forward, trying to find a door or any evidence of a fight, because I heard that they had sent people down here that didn't resurface.
As you walk forward, maybe 20 feet into this tunnel, you hear a voice in your head. It's definitely not coming through your ears. Do you maybe want to? Well, let's what it says first. It says, "What do we have here? Another snack?" Do you want to maybe make a survival or arcana check to see if you understand maybe a little more about this thing?
Survival for 23.
Great. You know that this is Nothic, a evil, monstrous aberration that feeds on raw flesh and possesses strong magical capacity. If you want to roll Arcana, you maybe could learn a little more about what.
Arcana 17.
Okay. You know that the Nothic was once a wizard that sought too much power, looking for arcane secrets. It became twisted and evil, and fell victim to a dark curse left behind by a powerful lich, and they possess strong psychic abilities. They can pierce through your mind and read your thoughts, and the Nothic is actually going to attempt to do this. So, an opposed deception check against its insight.
15.
You succeed.
Okay.
You hear in your head, the voice says, "Tell me your secrets." And a sharp pain in your forehead strikes suddenly and then abates, and you shake off this feeling. And the voice becomes angry and says, "Well, if you won't tell me, I'll take them." Roll initiative.
Okay. Shit. 7.
You're first.
Okay. So Cres is gonna think this at it. He doesn't want to say it, and he's just gonna say like, "Here, here, little Nothic." Like he's calling like a like a dog. "Come here and play."
Okay. The Nothic says, "It is not I who will be the pet in this battle."
So can I see him?
Make a perception check.
15.
Yes, you can see him. As he said this last thing, you see his twisted, evil figure peek out from behind a corner, his large green eye staring straight at you, and his gnashing, pointed teeth.
Gross.
Dripping with drool in anticipation of the meal to come.
Okay, so I'm first?
Yep, you're first.
Okay, so I kind of do this, like, roll my shoulder so my staff falls into my hand.
Okay, cool.
And I reach in my pouch with my left hand, and I throw a bunch of moonflower seeds out, and I just say, by Lunam's virtue, and I just cast Moonbeam, like, right at him.
Okay.
Right away.
And what is that? What does he have to do?
It's going to be in his area, so Constitution save. And so there's just, those seeds have gone out, made a circle, and there's just a giant beam of moonlight just on him now.
Okay.
40-foot cylinder. 8?
Yeah.
No, that doesn't pass. So he's going to take some damage.
Great.
And it's a concentration spell. He's going to take 8 damage.
Okay.
And if he was a shapeshifter, he'd have to do some other cool stuff. But
he's not. Do you want to describe what this moonbeam attack looks like as it strikes this twisted evil aberration?
So out of character, it looks basically like an ion cannon or a hammer of dawn, just like
Hammer of Dawn online.
In character, the moonflower seeds like shoot out and they come out into forming a circle, and then just moonlight just shoots out from them, making this beam of moonlight, and it's just on him and searing him with kind of a greenish tint. It's mostly white, but because Cres is so druidy, there's a greenish tint in it.
Out loud, you hear as this creature writhes in agony. The Nothic is next. Does he do anything on his turn being inside of this cylinder?
When a creature enters the spell area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it's engulfed in magic stuff, and it takes 2d10 if it fails the con save.
Okay. I had to read more specifically about that. So for now, we'll say that he's going to take another blast of damage for starting his turn there as well. That's probably wrong, and people might be mad, but whatever. You're solo against this thing. How much?
Yeah, it's 9 damage if he fails the con save, and it'll be half that.
He passes, so he's going to take 5 damage. Okay, so he cries out in agony again as this bright light sears his flesh. You can see him, he starts to smoke and sizzle as he looks at you. And he's going to try to pierce your mind once again. Opposed deception check.
17.
The same searing pain strikes into your forehead as the Nothic shouts into your mind, "Tell me your secrets!" And you're able to shake it off once again. And that with that, the Nothic bounds out of the cylinder of light and moves to relative safety, say 10 feet away from... How big is the cylinder?
It's 40 foot tall, 5 foot radius. So
okay,
like 5 foot circle.
He moves about 20 feet from where he was, further away from you. So we'll say that he's probably about 45 feet total from you.
Okay. So take an action to move the spell. Okay, I was just checking. It's my turn?
Your turn.
Okay, I'll run 35 feet toward him. I'm assuming this puts the moonbeam behind both of us now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm still concentrating on it. It's still back there. I can move it later. But this action, I'm gonna flip a mushroom up into the air and blow on it. Do
you have to make the con when you run through your own cylinder?
I want to say no, but
Does it say a creature or does it say an enemy?
It says when a creature.
You could probably run around it if you wanted. This tunnel is a little bit wider, we'll say.
Lunam appeared to me.
Yeah, she loves you. So you're in front of him and you're doing the poison spray attack?
I flip a mushroom up and mutter some elvish, sounds like venomous, and just blow, and he has to make a con save again.
He succeeds. I assume
Okay.
16 plus 3. Yeah, 19.
Yeah. It's like a 13, I think.
Okay.
So this poison just kind of and just kind of combines with the stench of the air, but doesn't seem to phase him.
Okay. On his turn, the Nothic is going to kind of hunker down on his front paws. He's going to reach his back legs back and dig into the wet stone beneath. And he's going to look up at you, open his eye as wide as it goes. And in your brain, you hear rot, and a wave of energy shoots forward out of his eye, and you need to make a con save.
I am rolling high on the saves today. 20 with the 19 plus 1.
Okay, succeeds. You take no damage from his rotting gaze, and the wave of energy passes over you. You feel maybe the energy, the life energy of you start to wither, and the plants on your staff maybe shrivel a bit. This passes, and you shake it off, and everything springs back to life with the renewed energy, and that's his turn.
Okay. I am going to move the moonbeam. I'm just going to take my staff and point it at it and just sort of guide it right at him. And can I move it around so it doesn't hit me and just land?
Yeah, we'll say that you can move it around you.
So I move it around right on top of him again, and he's got to make that con save.
13.
So that actually makes it because that's the DC. So he takes half damage.
Okay.
Ooh. 13 halved.
Okay, so 7.
So he takes 7 damage, and I say, show me your secrets.
Badass. As you do this, the Nothic, is that you finished with your turn?
I'm gonna move if I can, so I'm positioned. Well, yeah, the moonbeam's right on him, so I'm just,
okay,
done.
Great. We're totally doing this wrong, but since we've said it, we're gonna stick with it. Roll again because he's starting his turn in this moonbeam. Ooh, he fails. He fails the crap out of that.
That'd be 9 damage.
Okay. His skin begins to sizzle again. He screams out in pain. And the Nothic is going to step forward and slash you with his claws. Okay, so one is going to miss 4. And the other one will hit, I assume, a 19.
Yes.
Okay. So he's going to swipe at you with one of his claws, dealing you 6 damage, and then you need to make a con save to maintain your concentration on your moonbeam with a DC of 10.
I roll a 15, so it fizzles a little bit, but then I'm able just to keep the beam going right on him.
In your head, you hear the Nothic say, "I will taste your flesh."
Ugh.
And that's his turn.
So, as a DM's discretion,
Okay.
Nothics like raw meat, right? And I carry that with me.
Fresh raw meat.
Darn. Okay, I was gonna throw a bunch of raw meat and see if I could get advantage on a sword to his head.
But that's player knowledge. So I mean, as a character, What did you roll? Do you remember what you rolled on the
I rolled high.
survival?
I rolled like
So, yeah,
above 20.
okay. So character knowledge would know that it prefers fresh meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't throw my rabbit meat at him. I am going to end concentration on Moonbeam. And I'm going to cast Flame Blade.
Okay.
Which is a bonus action. So
Describe it.
I roll the staff back onto my back and reach with my left hand, pull out a sumac leaf. And I put it in my hand, and as I whisper about, like, Ignatus, it starts growing into a flaming sword. Like, it actually grows like a tree almost, and then it's just a green flaming sword in my hand.
Badass.
And so then I have it. That was a bonus action. I get to hit with it. So that is a spell attack. I just roll attack.
Okay.
I don't know how proficiencies work with this. I think I get them.
You get your proficiency, we'll say.
Then it's an unnatural 20.
Okay, that hits.
He is going to take 3d6 fire damage. 9.
Great. He cries out in pain. He is not looking good at all. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes, because I will incur attacks of opportunity. So he is no longer standing in moonlight. The moonlight is gone. It is now lit up by green fire from my sword, and I seared at him, and I just say, "Burn for those you've taken."
He recoils as you say this. Do you maybe want to intimidate him with that?
Is this a normal charisma intimidation?
Yeah.
If you'll
I'm gonna give him
me,
disadvantage because he's super hurt.
It's only an 8.
That he rolled a 2. So that's he's just like scared. He's super scared. As you say this to him, he recoils and says, "Please, no, don't. I can help you." The voice in your head rings. He's gonna ready an action if you attack him.
Okay, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay, I am going to let the fire sword just fizzle.
Okay.
I am gonna turn into an ape.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Your ears start to grow, your fingers elongate, and then they quickly snap straight back into your elven form.
And I want to turn into something with opposable thumbs so I could like pick. Will you let me pick him up by his like by as a bear?
You could probably do it as a human.
I want to do it as a big animal.
Yeah. I mean, you can grapple it as an animal. We'll say.
Okay, I'll be a tiger.
You're a tiger.
So I'm gonna turn into a tiger.
I can't help myself. Okay.
I'm gonna turn into a tiger, do a quick photo shoot.
Nailed it.
And then I am going to try and just, instead of attacking him, I'm just going to try to like put my big tiger claw on him and just pin him to the ground and growl at him.
Great. So he rolls an opposed strength check?
Uh-huh.
12.
15.
So you succeed. He is grappled. You're trying to grapple him, I assume, yeah?
Now that he's getting my mind. So even though I can't talk as a tiger,
right.
can I give him like a...
I'm going to say that the grapple probably counts as an attack. Do you think?
It is, yeah.
Okay, so he's going to take his readied action at this point. Before you manage to do this, his eye shoots out another wave of energy against you. Make another con save.
Is con one of the ones I maintain?
If you take damage.
No, as an animal.
Oh, yeah. No, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
Okay, so
but no, you transform into a bear first, yeah.
A tiger.
A tiger, that's right.
Okay, that's fine. Natural 1.
Oh, okay, so you fail. You're going to take some damage here. That's going to be 8, 11 necrotic damage as this wave of rotting energy passes over your body. Some of your fur disintegrates and falls from your body. There's a few bald patches on your bare body, and the Nothic said, "Gosh darn it, the tiger." The tiger says to you, or the Nothic, man, super good at this. The Nothic says to you, "You will rot." And then the grappling occurs, and he's pinned to the ground.
My big tiger foot. Now, I know I can't talk as a tiger.
It's a barefoot.
It's not. It's a tiger. It better be a tiger. I'm on the tiger stat page. So can I like try to think at him like I will eat you?
Ooh, interesting. You do maintain all of your character knowledge. You just can't speak. So
I can't speak, right?
Yeah.
But he can hear me.
Take a point of inspiration for that. That's creativity, and I love it. That's awesome.
Okay. So I'm just gonna, as I pin him, I'm gonna say, "I will eat you."
Okay. Are you trying to do anything specific with that, or
no? Just be badass.
Okay. He says, "I can help you. You're making a mistake." Into your mind.
Can I hear him out? Like, it's his turn next. Like, I don't know. Like,
you could maybe restrain him on his turn. He's gonna ready another action. If you try to hurt him again, but
can I keep talking to him with Tiger Mind?
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
So as he says that, I loosen the paw a tiny bit, and kind of just go, "What do you mean?"
You're not gonna try to restrain him or anything?
I'm trying to hear him out.
Okay.
Whatever that looks like. I'm trying. I mean,
okay.
I've got my paw on him.
Okay, so he's still grappled. He's ready in action. You're just gonna let him talk. Okay.
Yeah. In my mind.
He's going to search your thoughts to see what knowledge it is that you want. Do you let him do this, or do you shut him out and maybe tell him what you want?
Yeah, I try to shut him out and just tell him and just be like, "Stop doing that."
I must know what information you seek.
I'm looking for the Cruor Potentia.
He pauses for a moment at the sound of this. He thinks for a bit silently, and he says, "Powerful dark magics. You seek evil." In your mind, you see flashes of, just like knife blades and swords, just carving into people, like tied down to altars of sorts and things like that. And
okay, this is actually gonna shake.
Chanting.
This is gonna shake me enough that I release the grapple and I actually I'm just not on him anymore as my tiger. I'm a tiger, but I'm kind of reeling with all this knowledge of evil.
Okay, he's not going to attack you again because you've kind of shown some mercy here. He's just going to, he's going to ready an action.
Okay, even though I'm reeled and I've taken a step back, I'm kind of enraged by this just knowledge of evil. I know this thing has been under the city preying on people, and I'm going to try to run around as much space as I can and leap on him.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take his reaction. I assume,
make the con save again. As he opens his eye wide and shoots another blast of necrotic
14.
energy at you. It washes over your body. This time you shake it off and are unaffected as it passes over you. You bound forward towards him and leap into the air. Go ahead and make what roll do we need to do here?
It's a DC 12 as I'm pouncing on him to claw him.
What sort of save?
Strength.
Oh, he fails.
Okay, so I'm gonna pounce on him, and then because I did that, I can bite and claw him.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going to do both of those. First one is a 12 to hit.
Miss.
The second one is only a...
You knocked him prone, right?
I did knock him prone.
Are
yes.
you rolling these at advantage?
I rolled 2, and I got both low rolls, like a 7 and a 12, I think.
Okay, both miss.
So
that one misses.
The bite that I go for just misses. I'm trying to... I go to bite his eye, but it looks really disgusting. So I just kind of recoil, and then 19 to claw him.
Hit.
So I am going to claw him. It is so hard to play all these different animals.
Oh man,
I was just getting my. I have all the rolls down for Cres, and now Tiger rolls. I have 4 damage for the claw.
Kills him.
Really?
Brings him down.
So I'm not gonna. I'm enraged. I'm not gonna do non-lethal. I'm just gonna slash through him, trying to just pop his eye with my claw.
Okay, you swipe at his face. It connects solidly with the side of it. Your claws dig in, and his eye becomes dislodged from his tube-shaped head. He slumps over to the ground. A pool of black ooze seeps from his wounds, dead on the ground.
Okay. Am I out of initiative?
And we're out of initiative. I'm thinking that's probably a good place to end this episode,
okay.
Actually. It's getting pretty late. Next time we'll start, you'll be here. There's probably nothing else dangerous down here. And questions or comments, anything? How'd you feel about that battle?
Pretty good.
I was a little nervous. CR2, you're not supposed to be able to fight those at level 3 solo, but you did. You took them down like a champ.
I'm out of level 2 spell slots, but I could probably take another one down, maybe separately.
I'm thinking that probably
we did
what helped
Moonbeam
with that,
totally wrong.
Yeah, the Moonbeam. He's only going to take that once per round.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. It's phrased really weird. I'm pretty sure he just takes damage on his turn only.
Yeah, that's what that like. After you read it out loud, that's kind of what it sounded like. But I didn't want to, stop up and let's read the rules for 10 minutes again.
Lunam called to me, and so I'm doing double damage with Moonbeam just today.
This once, never again.
Just today. I really felt like I needed a kickstart on my adventure from Lunam.
Excellent.
So, canon.
Any other questions you have?
I need to get stats for an ape because I've seen it and I can turn into it, but I don't have any stats on it, so
all right, we'll
I can't turn into it as a player.
Maybe you'll be an ape next week. But
yeah.
If that's all, thank you all very much for listening. This is Threshold Moonlight, our podcast taking place in Threshold, the universe set up by the D6 Mafia, a fantastic group. They do a video playthrough of D&D on their YouTube channel, youtube.com/the D6Mafia. Go there, check out Threshold. It's super great. They're super awesome. We thank them. We appreciate it that they've set up this cool world for us. And I guess that's it. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, see you next week. Bye-bye.